Desire is the root of all suffering. Even the things we don't desire, such as pain or hardship, we desire for those things not to happen. So at the root of even aversion, resistance, hatred, is desire. The desire to be free from those things. But there are also two types of desire. There is selfless desire and selfish desire. And this is where a lot of the confusion comes in, because people aren't sure. They just hear desire is bad. And it's not that it's bad. It's like a sign on the road pointing us to a potential destination. We want to succeed. We want to start a family. We want healthy food, healthy communities. And desire that is observed, witnessed, is a conscious desire, which means that it doesn't control us. We are not the blind servants to this compulsion. And then we can choose freely whether to act on a desire that may be selfless and maybe restrain ourselves when there is a selfish desire that would be detrimental to ourselves and others. The biggest problem that I see come up is that we mistake needs for desire. We need food. We may desire cake. And yet we say, oh, I really need cake right now, or I'm going to lose it. And so it is very important that we reflect, that we observe, that we get to the root of whatever we're feeling and find that seed of desire that is disturbing our inner peace. Welcome to Path to Peace with Todd Perlmutter. I'm your host, Todd Perlmutter. Our world is a projection of our collective consciousness. The more peace we bring into our lives, the more peace we bring into this world. So let the transformation begin. In the spiritual world, I see the biggest hang-up that people have, the biggest block to reaching a state of oneness and deep peace, is the desire for enlightenment, desire for a steady, happy, relaxed state of being with an inner and outer perfect life, where just bad things don't happen, and if they do, we just float above it. The problem is, and why that's a block, is because the wanting creates so much of the suffering, especially when something bad does happen, when we wake up on the wrong side of the bed, we miss a morning meditation and we beat ourselves up over it, or we're in a meditation and we're mad at ourselves for thinking and getting lost in thought. And so today I'm going to talk mainly about how to recognize and use desire on our spiritual path, how to allow it to show us our intentions, and how to let go and trust the process. And the second thing we'll talk about is how to recognize selfless versus selfish desire, and how to maintain a steadiness of peace with selfless desire. I think we all know someone who is probably like the most spiritual person you know, right? He is or she is bragging about how spiritual they are and how many places they've been to and all the things they've done. And the spirituality is really about another checklist off of their scorecard of life to hold over people, to feel self-righteous about, to look down on people who upset them, and mostly to try and become blameless. No one can blame them for anything because they are pure love and light. Someone once told me they thought that would be me, that I was probably faking it, until they spent a lot of time with me and just realized, like, no, this guy's pretty chill. But, even me, when I first started out, I'm sure that I went through those phases where you have a great meditation, you have a few insights, and you have this false sense of arrogance and ego. It's another ego game. The ego will tell you have silenced the ego while it's saying that. And so we replace the old ego with this higher ego, but it's not even higher. It's the same ego. It's just impersonating our higher consciousness. But it is still consumed with the need for praise, the need to be right, the need to be important. And so it's very easy to get sucked into these mind games where we take our normal way of being that we've been brought up to think and behave, which is to excel at everything, to be overachievers and perfectionists, and we take that into spirituality. We turn spirituality into a competition, and we try to be perfect, try to get the highest score we can give ourselves in meditation. We want to be the best meditator. We wish there was an Olympic competition for meditation. And the sooner we realize that this is not like everything else we do, there will never be competitive meditating, the easier it is to actually be a better meditator. It's very much a microcosm of life, which is the more relaxed we are, the less pressure we put on ourselves, the easier it is to achieve. It's just easier without a 100-ton rock on our back of pressure that we picked up off the ground to put on ourselves. Because the thoughts will come in our meditation. We'll be trying to be present throughout the day and thoughts will come. If we put perfectionist pressure on ourselves, we will become more frustrated when those thoughts inevitably come. When it becomes fun, a game with no losers, no winners, just freely exploring our mind, we instantly become relaxed. We instantly become calm, and that inner agitation, that mental activity, gets quieter and quieter. So we really need to turn that desire into intention. And intention is really just examined desire. If we feel we want to develop the ability to stay peaceful in stressful situations, to remain calm, and develop those abilities through these incredible ancient practices, and it aligns with the core of who we are, with our deepest selves, we feel a calling, and we see that it is not only harmless to ourselves and others, but it is for the benefit of all beings. Then we can set that desire as our intention, and we can leave the desire and get to work being present on the here and now, taking the steps to make that a reality. Free from desire, there is no pressure, there is no timetable, there is no rushing, there is no need to be perfect. There is just the witnessing of the ups and downs. It's not whether we have a perfect meditation or not that determines whether we make progress. A terrible meditation where we are just maybe stressed or really thinking about something and something's weighing on our mind and disturbing our meditation. That is a great meditation. That is a soldier in boot camp on a rainy day. And it may be the hardest. It may be the toughest. It may be the least pleasant. It may be hell week as they go through. But that is the time they grow the most. That is the time when their next easy day comes, they really enjoy it. And when we have that next easy meditation, it becomes a beautiful experience. And that is the essence of this spiritual journey. What frustrates us the most is not something we try any longer to run away from. It is something we try to learn from. There really are two experiences in life: lessons and growth, or enjoying rewards and the fruits of our labor. And this goes for anything. If we desire a loving partner and starting a family, we can repel people with that desire, with that neediness. We will be on that roller coaster, suffering with every rejection, elated with every prospect, and maybe screwing it up because we profess our love too soon and we get carried away with those positive emotions. But if we set the desire aside and we just set our intentions instead, then we get to work with confidence. There is no fear of failure. There is just the work that needs to be done to get there. If we desire a promotion or success, we project an energy that we don't have it. And people want to promote the person who seems ready, the person who seems like they don't even need the promotion because they're just killing it. They're just focused on achieving whatever is put in front of them. And then you want to promote that person. You want to hire that person. Desire, by its very nature, is an energy of not having something. It is projecting an inner poverty, an inner neediness. And whenever we're near someone who is projecting that kind of energy, we hold our wallet a little tighter. We mentally and subtly go on guard and make sure we don't give them anything. Don't let them take advantage of us in any way. When someone is radiating positive intention, selfless desire, where they are exuding that energy of having so much abundance that they can't help but just give it to whoever's nearby, whether it's love, kindness, or wealth. This is the kind of person that we all register subconsciously as a person who makes us feel good, who has energy to give, not take. And whatever the relationship is, we want to be around that person more. We will hire that person because they are exuding that energy of having too many job offers. They don't even care if they get yours. All because they have replaced their desire for intention. If we desire a job, we are not projecting the energy of helping a company. If we desire a romantic partner, we are not projecting the energy of confidence. But if we set the intention to have fun, simply have fun, and to share that fun with someone else, we are projecting fearlessness. We don't care if this date goes well or not. We have no doubts there will be another date around the corner because we've set an intention and we're taking the steps. And that's all there is to it. The mental game does not need to come into the picture. And when we are free from fear, we are free to be ourselves, to be relaxed, calm, selfless, and confident. All of the things that will open every door in your life. A company doesn't want to hire someone who wants a job. They want someone who can help the company grow. And this is every interaction that we have. Every person we meet If we are thinking about them, if we are thinking about bringing joy to others, if we maintain our focus and intention on enriching the lives of others, we instantly become selfless. Any self-consciousness, any self-doubt disappear when we are just focusing on others. The ego disappears when we are focusing on others, because it doesn't matter if they listen. It doesn't matter if they get mad and reject our kindness. Because when we are selfless in our desire, if someone rejects our kindness, then the kindest thing we can do is let them leave the situation. Not everybody is the same. Not everybody responds to the same things. Some people are troubled. Some people are really stuck in their own internal mental story, and they cannot see kindness. They cannot see peace, and they may be focused on self-destruction and stuck in such pain that they are just able to resonate with that level of awareness of someone who is also in pain, hurting, and hurtful. And the minute we want that person to be nicer, we have entered selfish desire. And this is why selfless desire, when observed, when conscious, and we're aware of it, is a wonderful tool to show us our greatest intention and to keep a check to make sure that it is not a Trojan horse for selfish desire. When I met one of my earliest gurus in the beautiful mountains of India, I asked him, what is the fastest way to get enlightened? And he responded, why do you want to be enlightened? And I thought it was obvious, so I had to think about it for a second. And I said, because it seems like you just might be high all the time, just like ecstatic and just happy. And he said, then you'll never be enlightened. And I did not want to hear that, but that is what I needed to hear, because he didn't have to say anything else. It was instantly clear that the only way to become enlightened is for the betterment of all living beings. If I was grasping for it, holding on to it tight, trying to catch this thing, that is a stress response. That is not the relaxed, calm, loving energy of an enlightened being. And so while desire can get us onto the spiritual path, as it did myself, and it's only natural because we've lived our whole lives in desire. It's the natural way of being if we're not taught any different. And so it would be insane to think that we would enter the spiritual path with some higher level of consciousness than we have developed. But thanks to that spiritual path, thanks to these beautiful practices of meditation and the practice of presence, as we evolve consciously, we can evolve that desire and it can become selfless, and we can change the motivation of our intention. And so being aware of that early desire can be great, can be the motivation we need to make changes in our lives, to become free, to give up addictions. But the sooner we can shift to selfless desire, to the desire to make this world better, to the desire to make ourselves a vessel for healing in this wounded world, the more those selfish benefits come rolling in. Those benefits of peace, patience, clarity, and an inner strength that can withstand any stressful circumstance. Selfless desire is the kind that does not matter if what we are working on comes to fruition or not. It is the act of doing, the act of helping, that is what matters. So often in society, we see people selfishly want to help others, and they create policies or services that just don't actually help the people they're trying to help because they don't understand the people they're trying to help. And so there's this lack of mindfulness and awareness. I was working on an ad campaign a decade ago, and we were trying to give homeless people these backpacks that were also tents, that could turn into tents very easily. And what happened was they would just sell them for any money they could get. They really wanted money. They needed money. And this was probably because I was more focused on making a great ad campaign and some kind of newsworthy headline instead of really just talking to these people and finding out what they really needed. And so there can be an ego in selflessness and that turning it into this selfish desire. But when we become selfless, when we're willing to listen, to learn, change, and adapt, then we are actually helping people. And we can still enjoy luxuries. We can still try to be successful, try to achieve great things. But it will be better for ourselves and everyone around us if we share it, if we do it so we can better provide for our family, so we can better serve our community, so we can add value to people's lives. And so selfless desire is when truly the self disappears and desire takes the form of present moment action with an intention that is driving it. And if we stay present, aware, and connected, then our actions will be more skillful and wiser, and ultimately more effective, which is what we all want. We just have to recognize that it is that reaching, that grasping, and that holding on tight for dear life that is causing so much suffering in our lives, and that to just let go is like a breath of fresh air. And instead of trying to hold on to something, we allow it to come to us because we're not going to choke it to death. Much love. And one more thing. I really love talking to you all through technology like this, but I really am dying to hear from you and get to actually know you. So if you have read some of my books and would love to talk about them or anything that's on your mind, I am going to be doing some traveling coming up and would love to meet as many people as I can as I'm traveling. So I have launched Coffee with Todd, and you can go to eastwesticism.org. That's EASTWESTICISM.org. And sign up for Coffee with Todd. And you can tell me in the forum where you live, and if I am passing through, we can get together, and coffee's on me. It's like a one-on-one book club / book tour. So hope to see you soon. You have been listening to Path to Peace with Todd Perlmutter. Being here and putting in this important and noble work is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself and others. If you found this podcast even a little helpful, please make sure to leave a review so it can reach others who may be in need. And remember, the path to peace starts with a single step.